We've only got a few fights left. If you remember the last LFC, there was a certain individual who ran off the cage and landed a high kick. I just gotta say, right now, that certain individual may be in the house against his toughest test yet. Therefore, introducing first for this lightweight, amateur, heavyweight, excuse me, I gotta try that again. Introducing first for this lightweight, amateur MMA title, fighting out of the blue corner at the Masters Academy, Gregory.
You can edit that out, right?
However, his opponent for this title bout, fighting out of the red corner and Exiles MMA, Scott Butters.
All right, here we go. It's title time. Adam Gregory from the Masters Academy coming in here versus Scott Butters from Exiles MMA up in Norwich. Such a quality gym. Home of the Fury champ, Dominic Dillon. Home of other champions, regularly fighting on shows like UCMMA and other national level things. But it's the LFC tonight that is the proving ground for Adam Gregory from the Masters Academy, defending here against a challenger.
Gregory in here, looking to intimidate initially. Thinking good clinch here.
Big clinch game. Ooh, but he's got that inside single.
He goes for the switch there beautifully. Can he pull it off? Brilliantly pulled off the switch. Slams around to the back. Gregory's got some skills.
He does. If you watch,
Oh, beautiful knee to the head.
if you watch his last highlight reel, YouTube internet breaking stuff and the kick off the cage, the only time I've ever seen that, other than Anthony Showtime Pettis, UFC champ, landed in competition. Look at this, north-south, brilliant stuff. He threatened with the back, and Gregory controlling that arm. May look to land a Kimura. He'll step over the head for that. Okay, now he's opted to control the hips. Secure that position before the submission, right, Dean?
Beautiful fluidity there from Gregory. North-south there, putting the pressure down. You see he's got his hips there on his opponent's head. That's to keep pressure on the side of the head there. He doesn't want to go in the middle, as it were, because it would allow his opponent to buck up. He's looking to pin his opponent here. I'm not sure what he's going to come off to. Look, he's trying to bait his opponent to kick off.
I could see him walking up and taking an arm, or taking a Kimura, an arm for an armbar possibly, or maybe even stepping in for a triangle if you look at how he's trying to push the arm in. See, now, I was going to say, obviously, Butters was looking for an inverted triangle there, but Gregory having none of it.
Again there, Butters showing his...
Standing arm triangle, and he's got the figure four locked up. Butters trying to pop out the back door here, but Gregory's locked that in like a vice. It was tough to see what Butters was trying to do, Dean. I hear what you were saying, but look at this. Look at Gregory. Little pitter-patter shots. Well, he's got the submission locked up.
But Butters is doing a good job there of answering the phone. Alleviates the pressure in that particular choke, head and arm triangle there. He needs to watch those knees. He needs to get his arm, turn into his opponent and slip that arm down. It's difficult in the first round because, again, like we said earlier, there's not a lot of sweat. If it was later in the rounds, probably this might be fruitful, but you can see his arm slipping out. He needs to get his arm out of that position there and work for the over-unders or double underhooks.
And this is misery. I mean, Gregory is very strong. He doesn't look it, but he's got some serious steel on those arms, the way he locked that up.
Gregory drops down for
Uh-oh.
takedown, but
Is he locked up?
Got his own head trapped. Eats a few shots there up against the cage.
I was going to say, it might have been a mistake the way he allowed him to cup his chin. That's such a great way to control that guillotine choke. Butter's doing very well there. And we're back underway. Round 2 of 3. Lightweight title here. Big outside round kick landed by Gregory. You can see that sort of pattern of the ghost system and his movement, the way he came in and out, Dean.
Yeah, he instantly recognises when he's in danger, especially after he alleviates a shot out, strikes, and comes back out striking range, which is beautiful to watch. Again, turning.
And he was turning into that to obviously fake the spinning attack, trying to goad his opponent in. Brilliant stuff. I want to keep... I was going to say, I would try and keep the distance in your favor by continually moving, because as you can see, Butters has a good shot, man.
Beautiful sprawl there. Wrestling moves proves fruitful for Gregory as he's up against the cage on his opponent's back in front of opposition.
I was going to say, Gregory countered that very nicely and snapping his head down with the sprawl and spun to his back. He was holding on like an orangutan there. Good over and under, but again, Butters' experience showing off in the way he was able to escape very patiently.
Now Butters on Gregory's back here. It's back and forth this fight.
Quite literally.
The level of these fighters, Chris.
Yeah, very high level stuff here in this lightweight title bout. Chris Hoekstra here calling the action live. International fights all night long. But it's a domestic clash here in the LFC for this British title.
Butters doing a good job of controlling his opponent. Maybe this is where he comes alive in this fight, so to speak. Controlling, using his dominance, particularly in the back position here, to wear down his opponent.
Very reminiscent of some of the other fighters out of his gym. I mean, they've got a very methodical style, sometimes known to be a little bit slow in the start, but they always come through in the end. And Gregory being tested here. Perhaps even to the point where Butters has spent just a bit more of a fraction of this round on his back.
Butters has got to watch out for the Gregory. Seems to be looking for the Kimura there. No, he uses it as the wrestling scoot out, which is brilliantly. Oh, beautiful switch there.
And Gregory is dynamic. But it's Butters' control that's showing off here into round 2 a bit. I think Gregory wants to probably break from this clinch and show off with his striking again. And no doubt, Scott Butters highly aware of that.
The knees being traded here inside. Butters doing a good job of blocking those particularly. That one got through there.
Big knee coming in there again from Gregory. A nice switch. He uses that very well, Dean, doesn't he?
Yeah, he senses as soon as his leg's in jeopardy, he uses that switch and uses his core strength to pull his opponent round and get his back, but there he landed on top. Beautiful display of wrestling here.
Yeah, and dynamic wrestling too, especially for MMA. I mean, there's always this question of how does it translate with strikes, and Gregory's awareness has paid off, and more importantly, Butters' persistence has paid off. But it's Butters that finds himself on his back going for the armbar, but seconds left, probably too late.
Gregory pushes out and makes him pay for it there. Some heavy right shots down onto Gregory as he is against the mat.
And shout. Round 3 of 3 in this title bout. Both fighters trying to move closer towards that victory here. But Gregory a bit stationary.
I think he's cerebrally like a cat almost, waiting to pounce, waiting for his opponent to capitalise and overcommit perhaps, so he could himself initiate his own technique. Beautiful leg pick there, puts his opponent up against the cage.
And it appears to me that Butters has a nice high guard there with that butterfly hook in. And
can't see him in this position. I think Butters is working a guillotine.
Is he? Maybe. Ooh, yes, he does have that neck. No, he's working the baseball bat choke. Yep, definitely the baseball bat choke. And that's gone viral on YouTube lately. There was a guy who actually went into a tournament and he finished 3 people in a row. To the point where everyone knew what he was going to do, and he hit it. No gi as well.
It's a powerful choke if you can cinch it in. Showing the diverse amount of tools in his repertoire is Butters. Again, putting those hands on the mat.
But he's also risking his own neck at this point. as he tries to scramble out. I'd like to see Gregory get this back up on the feet. That's where he seemed to have the greatest level, I guess, of diversification over his opponent. And so in MMA, when you've got to think about the best way to bring the fight to your opponent, round 3, close fight possibly, maybe 1 round apiece, maybe he wants to get it standing, Dean.
He's got to do something decisive, and almost certainly that's where his most skills lie in his stand-up game. And he is getting, I would say, controlled quite honourably by Butters here. I think Butters knows that. He's got to keep this guy on the ground, stop him from the showmanship, from the extravagant kicks and punches. And here he's working on the back, up against the cage, softening his opponent up with strikes.
Gregory on the phone trying to prevent that. Choke from sinking in.
Slipped his arm under there. Despite does he have it here? I don't know if he can see.
I can't tell quite either. It looks like it's definitely underneath the neck, but isn't underneath.
Lost a hook there. Butters comes up to the side.
And good wrist fighting here from Gregory. Nice roll, too.
I was just about to say, he's risking that sweep by keeping his arm in there. Gregory did a good job of locking that arm together and rolling down. Now he ends up in side control on his opponent.
Oh! Inverted triangle attack here again, but Gregory's arm probably a bit too shallow for that to be effective. There's a scissor choke here too, but with the arm in, it's pretty difficult to finish, Dean.
Yeah, that's true. Diverse Butters. Most importantly, he's making Gregory think. And when Gregory's thinking, he's not winning the fight.
But Gregory advancing here to mount. And obviously Butters reading that and turtling and counter. But he's got those hooks in, it looks like that. Left hook is in, Dean.
Yeah, both hooks up here. He's got that wrist grab here. Looking to perhaps roll him for an armbar or even flatten him out, which is difficult because Butters' feet up against the cage is keeping him up.
But it's these little strikes and these hammer fists that are scoring points. They're landing. Man, what a close fight. Possibly the closest one all night.
I wouldn't like to score this fight at all, Chris. These guys have been back and forth, landing takedowns, cinching chokes, and as we come to the end of the round, it will be a difficult fight to score.
However, after 3 rounds of action for this LFC lightweight title, your referee in charge must choose a winner, and the judges have told him it is a close but unanimous decision in favor of your fighter from the blue corner, and the Exiles Academy, Gregory. Let's hear it for Scott Butters from Exiles MMA. All right, I'm here with your winner and champ, Adam Gregory. Adam, that was a very hard-fought win. Was this your toughest test yet?
For sure. As you can tell, I'm still out of breath. I'm knackered. Scott's a tough guy, very technical as well. I really enjoyed it, thank you. Thanks to everyone for coming and watching as well. Hope you enjoyed the fight. Come to LFC 4, we'll see some more of this stuff.
It's all good. Adam, you fought a very experienced opponent tonight, one who has nearly twice as many fights. He brought a certain sense of pressure to you on the ground. What was the difference? Was it your elusiveness on the feet, or was it your ability to counter him? You hit some switches on him a few times, for example. What did you need to do to eke out this win?
Yeah, I mean, as you can tell from the judges' scorecard, it's a very close fight. There's some good exchanges on the floor. He's a very experienced, savvy guy. When he heard my corner shouting for stuff, he'd immediately defend it. And so I had to adapt. But it's a tough fight, and you can tell that he's very experienced.
Adam, it was an excellent performance. We look forward to seeing you here again in the LFC. What's next? What do you want to do next? You saw something about LFC 4, was it?
First, I'm going to go get a half-price hot dog, if there's any left. And a pint of beer, I think.
And after that?
And after that, yeah, probably I'll speak to Leo and probably come on LFC 4, see what's happening in June.
Ladies and gentlemen, check it here. You got your champ, LFC 4. It's all going down. Once more from the Masters Academy, Adam Gregory.